Really great thing about teaching
Mm-hmm.
is, it's sort of a cliche to say that every class is different. That is true. But it's also sort of many eras are different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I've been doing this long enough to know that, and sometimes you can see it only in retrospect, but that there's certain things that really animate students,
Mm-hmm.
right? At different times and different moments. So for example, questions about the history of sexuality. Like if you tell students that effeminate in the Renaissance meant that you liked women too much, right? That was the definition. It kind of blows their minds,
Yeah.
right? And it blows their minds in how they think about a Shakespeare play, but it also blows their mind in how, I mean, if you teach it well, in how they think about their own ways of organizing masculinity and femininity and desire. And those sorts of things, it seems to me, are very keyed into other sort of issues or moments that are going on both within the university as a whole and more widely. So for example, if there are debates in the political sphere about gay marriage, students are going to be keying into sort of debates about cross-dressed Shakespeare comedies in which two characters dressed as men marry each other in a different way. Or, for example, teaching Othello, right, at a moment when, which is a play about the relationship between East and West and between the Ottoman Empire and sort of broadly conceived Christianity, and you're teaching that at a moment, as I just did this semester, where, we are talking about going to war again in the Middle East. Again, that's going to key students' interest in a different way than it would have. I'm trying to think of a moment in recent history where Middle Eastern politics were, and I can't. But it is going to, animate what they say, so students really trying to understand where is Cyprus, because that means something very particular during the Arab Spring, right? Or, it's very, and that kind of flexibility, which isn't simply like, let's apply X thing that I'm teaching to your lives.
Right.
But instead of looking, because I don't like that as a pedagogical style at all, but instead this is sort of saying, okay, what are some of the things that are going to be animating students' interest or curiosity, right? And how can that be sort of a teaching moment, not about a particular political agenda, but about issues that solidify at certain moments of powerful public discourse. East represents X, or, whatever it is. And that's, again, what I mean about that sort of productive tension stuff, right? It's not like, oh, the East was always the East, right? It's instead sort of using a contemporary interest to then really think critically about